YouTube, Jeremy Wright here. It's August 23rd, 2023, and I'm doing a glass tile backsplash project. So this is kind of what this stuff looks like. They are clear glass tiles with white backing, starting to look kind of sweet as I go through and do this stuff. But it's kind of been a slow project because I had, what's up, Caster? Caster Cameo. Anyway, this kind of had a slow start. I had to first learn how to do this. And notice some of these tiles have a square or rectangular cutout. And this stuff is really easy to crack in these areas. You can't just score it and snap it because it would just break clean along the entire tile or chunk of glass, whatever you want to call it. So how do you do this? How do you cut this stuff? How do you make stuff like that? Oh, by the way, this is Ditra. The reason I've got this material back here is because when this house was built 50 years ago, there was just sheetrock back here. And I needed to give it something that these tiles only have a footprint like this. So that amount of area, if it were just glued to sheetrock, you could peel them off. The sheetrock would just come apart. So in giving it this, it's got a footprint the size of the backsplash, and each tile only has to hold on to this material, which it can do very well. I'm using this material, Robert's Ceramic Tile Adhesive. Seems to work pretty well for glass. It was recommended to me for glass. And the stuff that my local tile shop sold to me, which is this kind of thin set mortar, specifically says on the bag, not for use with glass. So whatever, she was cute. She sold me a bunch of stuff. I bought like $500 worth of glass backsplash, so whatever. Anyway, yeah, this stuff. Not as easy as simply cutting tile or cutting stone. This is a different set of skills, a different set of tools, even though you think it's kind of the same. So one set of tools I got was just glass stuff. Nippers, scoring tools, just a little glass kit. These are blades, roller blades that you can put in something. Now that just, it works okay if you just need to cut a tile, like one of these end pieces. You can score it and snap it. That's not a big deal. What happens when you need to do that? Or like, hey kitty, or cut around these. You have to use some different tricks. So I'm gonna take you outside and show you the setup I'm using. Okay, welcome to my carport. It's a mess. So I'm using a combination of a grinder. This is just like a $15, $20 grinder from Harbor Freight. It's got a blade on it that's like, I don't know, $9 from Home Depot. I had to take the shield off of the grinder so I could fit this 4.5-inch blade on the 4-inch grinder, but whatever, no big deal. When I cut that, I set it in the tile saw, stack up a couple of tiles, and then lay the one I'm trying to cut on that. Now it's in water and I can make a cut. However, I'm only using the grinder for a plunge cut across here. For these cuts that I can make with the tile saw, I literally just make those with the tile saw, right? And then I have to flip it over to make the relief for the bottoms. But how do you make that cut? You can't do that with the tile saw. So we're doing a plunge cut down with the grinder, then flipping it, making another plunge cut in the same space across here. Then I take it inside, set it on I've got a counter that has a 90-degree angle, and I can imagine like this is the counter, this is the not counter. I set it there, tap on this, and it falls out. That's the trick to doing this. I looked everywhere for how to do that, couldn't find it, and made up a way. So thanks for joining. If you like this kind of thing, give me a like or subscribe. I will definitely be doing more DIY stuff. Catch you soon.